Well, I got a little bit different subject today. Um, Testosterone. And what makes me bring it up is it seems to be getting more and more widespread usage. I've exercised on one level or some level my pretty much my entire life. Uh, I'm not a athletically gifted person or anything like that. So that's hence why I look somewhat normal for a guy that's worked out all his life. But I have worked out, a good portion of my life. Did a lot of running, did a lot of weightlifting. Um, Now I tend to do a lot of calisthenics and just like overall fitness type things, more like challenges than seeing how much weight I can lift or anything like that. I used to do that when I was younger, and when you get older, I don't know, your ego changes to let's see how if we can stay young. So part of that is mobility, being able to move, your body the way you used to, and you lose some of that if you don't pay attention to it. If you pay attention to it, you can retain it. But I lost quite a bit over the years not paying attention to it, and I've kind of regained it where I even have other people at the uh, gym tell me, oh, wow, I can't do that. I couldn't either. I started doing it maybe a year or 2 years ago, and now I can do it. That's how it happens. You just start doing it, and little bit by little bit, eventually you get your mobility back. In any case, I'm more into keep my heart rate low, see how many push-ups, pull-ups I can do, and that kind of thing. And maybe an occasional, you know, uh, try some 100-yard dashes, which I'm careful with because, crap, I think it was 2 years ago, I pulled a hamstring going all out. Uh, that's painful. Uh, so if I do 100-yard dashes, they're usually not 100%. They're somewhere in the 80 to 85% range. It's because I know if I really start lifting my legs up high, I'm getting into that danger zone, and that even goes for young people. You got to be careful doing those sprints when you're pushing them hard as you can. In any case, I got off track here. Back to testosterone, uh, the reason I explained all these years of exercising and working out is I remember, as a teenager and working out and stuff, and then going into the military, and I'd say, I had a couple buddies I would lift weights with, when I was a teenager. And then, of course, I go into the military. Now I'm going to the gyms on the base, and I'm starting to see, some people that really work out. I'm starting to see some physically gifted people. I mean, I thought it was, the end of the world, to bench 225 pounds, when I was 16. And, most of my buddies, they weren't ahead of me. They were, right there and maybe in close to the same ballpark. A lot of them weren't even close. But the guys that worked out, they're in that range. We were all about the same, I guess. Um, but when I got in the military and got around some other guys, I remember going to the gym once and watching a guy incline bench press 405 pounds for 6 reps. I mean, the guy was just a beast. His wrists were as big as my ankles, and come to find out, he was on the Navy football team. He was an athletically gifted man, and to think, I don't like to tell anybody they can't do something, but most men, no matter what they do, will never achieve that type of lift, an incline. Most guys will never flat bench 405 for 6 reps, let alone. Matter of fact, most guys will never flat bench 405 for 1 rep. It's just, it's not common. You have to be predisposed to strength, and in most cases, be a pretty large bone person. There's exceptions. I know if I might see that in the comments, but for the most part, it's not common. Anyway, getting back to the testosterone thing. Uh, you see guys working out. I saw some guys that really were strong. And when I got out of the military, I ended up joining some gyms. And every once in a while, you see that guy walk in. It's just, he's above and beyond everyone else. And he's one of those athletically gifted people. But as time went on and as the years went on, I run into more and more guys that were recreational steroid users. And they're the guys that are like me, and then they get on a cycle. All of a sudden, they're, maybe working out with 350 pounds, which is impressive, very impressive. I've never done it, but that's what, it takes you several levels up, and you have to work. You still have to do the work, but you're able to recover from any amount of work you do. That's the whole thing. I never wanted to do it. It crossed my mind once or twice, and I was like, no, no, no. Maybe if I was getting paid millions, to compete, and I was some kind of football player or somebody that required to maintain that elite level of strength and ability, but to do it recreationally, there's too many dangers to the overall health of you to mess with it, which is kind of, for me to say that the way I drank for years is, I'm sure I did plenty of damage to my health doing that. But anyway, maybe I didn't want to add to it. So where I'm going with this is testosterone. I keep beating around the bush and going into other stories, but nowadays I notice more and more older men, and I'll classify older as 50 and above, but it's not. It seems to be getting more common with guys 40 and up to be starting testosterone therapy. Oh yeah, that doctor says my T's low. Uh, I'm getting on injections and whatever, and it it helps them. It helps them in the gym. It helps them with all kinds of things. But the drawback, it makes your body shut down its natural ability to produce testosterone. So in other words, if you start these T injections and for the vitality of a younger man, you pretty much got to stay on them for the rest of your life. Which to me is another, I've actually been offered the stuff too, legally, through a doctor. And I don't want to get dependent on anything like that. Um, I'll do the best I can with the health I got naturally. I do things naturally to help my testosterone. There's certain foods you don't want to eat. There's certain foods you want to eat. There's certain vitamins and minerals you want to take that help it, but it's all natural. It's not actually taking the hormone injections, the testosterone injections. Okay, again, I'm getting a little offbeat here, but I'll get to where I'm going with all this shortly. Uh, I'll tell one more story. I go to a community center, which is it's mostly older people. There's some younger people that go there. They got weights, they got a track, indoor track, and they got a lot of stuff, everything I need to work out. I enjoy it, and it's free. That's my favorite part about it. It's free as long as I live in the county it's in, and I do. I get to go there, and it's not that crowded. Uh, anyway, um, I'm in there the other day, and there's a guy. I'd say he's 50. Looks real good. Small waist, well built. Uh, I'm like, yeah, this guy's in good shape. He's 50 something years old. I didn't say anything to him. He's doing a workout a lot like I do. Uh, I'll go and do a set of an exercise and do a 1/10 of a mile, which is what the indoor track is. And between the set, I do a lap, which is a little more than a minute. So it works out. I do, get a little over maybe a minute and 15 seconds between sets. I just walk it at a fast pace, come back, do another set. Walk it at a fast pace, come back, do another set. Keeping the heart rate up, getting a lot of steps in, getting resistance training in, whether it be I'm doing pull-ups in between or push-ups in between, or maybe I'm lifting weights in between, whatever my heart desires that day. I mean, I typically work my legs and core out one day and my push and pull the next, which anymore with push and pull, all I do is, back and chest. I don't do all kinds of arm exercises anymore. I just do try to do big movements. Anyway, getting off track again. So I see this guy, and we actually make a lap together. I'm behind him, and I'm reading the back of his shirt, and it's testosterone therapy, and how it's good, and I guess wherever he's getting it from, gave him a T-shirt, and being strong and blah blah blah. I can't remember what it said, but all part of the whole thing. Strong, young, vital. No, at 50 and 60 years old. Okay, where are you going, Glenn? Okay, I'll tell you where I'm going. We're living in a volatile uh, world now, and whether people want to believe it or not, anything could happen any day. Um, we're the United States is nearing the end of its regime. It's it's uh, it's not going to stay going, especially with the corruption in our government and the oligarchies that run the world, and the financial condition this country's in. It's at the end. Will I see it? Probably. Uh, I'm at the age. Can I do much about it? Probably not. But I'll try. I'll try to, join with my fellow man to do whatever we can do uh, to save our country. I'm hoping, we can save it before anything drastic happens, but I got a feeling that probably won't happen. And I'll tell you something else. And this goes back to why I'm talking about testosterone and the fact that if you get on it, you got to stay on it. Because guess what? If you get on it and get off, guess what happens? Your estrogen levels go up. You are worse than you were when you started. You're softer. You're weaker. You don't have that aggression that a man can have. Um, so if we get put in a corner by whatever, the oligarchs, the corrupt government, some other government that decides to blow us off the map or whatever, and you can't go get your weekly or monthly shot, whatever it may be, and it's time to protect, what you have, your family, and whatever else you deem you need to protect, all while getting softer because you can't get your testosterone shot. Does this sound far out there? I don't think it sounds far out there at all. Uh, I think it's a warning to people that it's too late if you already got on it. And I know a lot of people are on it. I can tell by looking at them. I can tell by their age and the shape they're in, because there is a natural aging process. Is there guys that can age well and stay fit naturally? Yes, there is. But there's also a level that you will not achieve unless you are, taking extra. Uh, and my warning is, before you look to the fountain of youth, think real hard about if you do need to go, fight for any reason, protect your loved ones for any reason, and the country is under siege and you can't get to what you used to get to, it's going to be hard because you can't just make up this stuff. I mean, this lack of testosterone that you've created by taking testosterone, you're going to lose something, and it's going to be what you need as a man to be aggressive and to protect your loved ones. It's just something to think about before you. I'm not saying don't do it. I'm saying think about it. I'm not going to do it. I want to have everything I got if something happens. Do I want to see anything bad happen? Hell no, I don't. I want to see things get solved peacefully. I want to see the people in this country unite and put our government in its place and get them to do what they're supposed to do. But this is something that if it doesn't happen and things go the other way, you're going to want to have everything you've got inside, every bit of everything you've got inside. And being weak because of a lack of testosterone you would have had, but you wanted the fountain of youth, may come and bite you on the butt. Uh, because if things do get bad, you're not going to be able to run to the doctor and get all your. And this goes, as a matter of fact, this goes for lots of other things. I mean, whatever pills you may be on, try physically, naturally to get off of them. Um, it You don't want to have to rely on pharmaceuticals in any way. Um, get your health right, be ready, and don't put yourself in a position where if something happens and we can't get the doctors and the pharmaceuticals, your life just comes to a screeching halt. Uh, in other words, be prepared. And the best way to be prepared is to be healthy. Uh, Money isn't going to save you. Nothing's going to save you. But your health, it possibly can save you. It's the most important thing you got. Um, anyway, that's what I got for today. A lot of people will say, well, if it happens, it happens. I'm going down. Well, yeah, okay. But if you're like me, you want to at least go down fighting hard as you can. And I think a lot of men want to be able to go down fighting hard as they can. And if you're a soft, pudgy, doughy, you know, pile of crap that all you do is eat potato chips and drink beer, you're going to go down before you even get one swing in. Uh, in any case, thanks for watching. Comment below and like and subscribe.